a really intriguing story as well. I love the magic system, right? Personally, well, it's kind of like a magic system in my opinion, because after you dissect and pull apart the different jutsus or spells, yeah, they feel like wizards to me as compared to ninjas.
Oh yeah, I mean, as a final note, right? Like a lot of my life principles came from the main character, right? I'll just leave it there. That guy has a lot of influence, a lot of strong influences to me when I was still a kid. I think for Evos Legends, back to how they perform in Game 1, sublime performance. Looking to see the exact same one emulated in Game number 2. We're gonna pull out the draft right now. AP BREN, what is still left in the tank?
Yeah, right now I think it's just Kadita Ben. I think a Paquito will follow suit. I feel like AP BREN needs to start respecting Taz, Joy. If not, Evos Legends will pull that out as well. But there's also the potential Kaja, right? So AP BREN, if they really want to leak out the Joy, they need to at least secure the Kaja for themselves. Now, Evos going in second pick, which means that they can secure the Joy and the Kaja together. So this is absolutely safe for Evos Legends. So AP BREN, I think they need to take out the Joy in this particular ban.
That Paquito banned out, Uranus and Valentina as always, so nothing much has changed in terms of the draft, but it's more of the pick, right? I think for AP BREN, they kind of experimented with, we're going to ban the Fanny, take the Link, take the Novaria. Didn't work out at all because there was a Joy and there was a Kaja. Does this, like you said, right, the Joy feels like a priority, and I'm looking to see if AP BREN will ban him out.
I think you have to take it out. That's the only hero that you don't really have an answer to, right? Unless you secure the Kaja. But I feel like right now, AP BREN just doesn't really have the Kaja in their hands, unless they first pick the Kaja. But if you first pick the Kaja, I mean, it's a very safe, not say safe, it's a solid hero, but you're very soft, you're very squishy, right? So AP BREN, if they want to go for the Kaja route, they need to definitely secure the Freddy for themselves, right? So Evos right now, I think they're gonna leak open the Novara, even down to the Joy, maybe ban the Eve away from the side of AP BREN, because you want to try to limit what Few can play, because Few has consistently played Novaria. You want to force him back into that Novara position, right? There you go, that's Eve ban.
And I think either way, it's still a win-win for Evos, right? If AP BREN takes the Novaria, Evos is like, all right, now we have the Link to consider. So Farmers is gonna be the first pick for AP BREN, but Evos, they still have decent openings, right? I think the Joy could still be considered. They still have the Arlot if you want to display someone from the Cow Altar. I don't think it changes too much in terms of the drafting sequence for Evos.
Yeah, but now does Evos and Legends want to take the Novara away? Because right now, what AP BREN just did is just take away what Hijime can play, right? The Faramis away. Now, there's also still zone denials, like what you mentioned, like for example the Arlot as well, just sweep everybody down, and then especially when they're in a Cow Altar, there's also zone denials coming out from the Farsa as well, used quite well against the Faramis. You do have a faster rotation as compared to the Faramis in the mid lane, and you can also burst everybody down, and with that sense, zone denial is the name of the game for the side of Evos Legends. They selected a Melissa. Now the model is just gonna drag everybody down and then just burst everyone down. You mentioned that Melissa actually fell off in terms of the priority when you were discussing with Sir Cloud. There you go. That's a Melissa from the Evos Legends.
Yeah, and there's a snap pick as well, right? We talk about the Arlot, which is going to go unaffected. So we're going to see it again onto Fluffy, in Fluffy's hands. Now, the onus is on AP BREN. What else do you want to go for? Locking the farm is kind of just says to Evos that, well, we're not playing the Novara anymore. We're going to have a team fight comp. We're going to make sure that if you die first, we have a way to survive that. But what are the options for them?
There's still a Joy, there's still a Kaja that's also wide open if they want to go back to game number 1, the theme for game number 1. And right now they're looking deep. Okay, this time around they're going to change it up just a little bit. This Lapu Lapu and also Claude is meant to counter that Melissa. Now the Melissa doesn't look very scary anymore, and now that's also going to be a Joy from the other side, which Evos Legends found great success using this Joy.
I think at the end of the day, right, if the Joy starts snowballing and get the immense damage, even with the Cow Altar, you're still putting yourself at risk of getting, run down by the Joy and getting mini stunned by your own ultimate, right? It's still not a foolproof solution to deal with a Joy. But I guess in this case, at least you have this fail-safe, you have this insurance from the Faramis to keep your team safe when he dives you.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Like, if you want to dive against the Joy can zap you away, but there's also apart from that, Evos Legends, if you notice, that's a lot of AoE damage in a sense, right? From the Melissa and also with the Joy. Now, this Joy definitely going into the jungle this time around. Taz is looking to use that again. Evos Legends preemptively ban away the Kaja because it means like they don't really want AP BREN to go for it. But looking at AP BREN's roster, like I said, a very kind of pseudo squishy roster because you do have, the innate sustain from the side of the Faramis called Alta, and also the life steal from Spellbam this time around. It's called Spellbam now. Spellbam from the Bravest Warrior and also from the Lapu Lapu as well. Yeah, so right now AP BREN, I think they took away the Minotaur as well, known counter against Faramis. They used that against Evos Legends, but they didn't seem to find any success using that one.
I mean, even without, we look back at the Minotaur, that was because there was a Kaja on the other end, right? You can kind of drag the Minotaur away. So I guess this makes so much more sense. Kaja ban out, so you don't want to take the risk and you go for the Minotaur ban instead. I do wonder what else is left in the tank if you are, if you are AP BREN. You are still looking for a roamer. You're still looking for someone who can go in the jungle, but Ling is definitely off the boat. So who else is going to be a fit? Are we gonna expect him to fall back to something like Fredrin or Akai?
Yeah, I think the Fredrin is always the old reliable because Fredrin is just so good in his own role. He's also quite tanky at the same time, and Priest's Wrath does a lot of damage, can also turn around that fight as well. So, I think right now, if Evos Legends want to limit the jungle pool, I think they should take the Fredrin away because it's also someone that's very tanky against Evos Legends. But no, looking at that, they're banning away Flaptizi Ling, and immediately that's Farsa, which is the no counter against the Faramis.
Yeah, so they definitely are still very respecting the Ling. Evos Legends side, again, same thing, right? Looking for a roamer, looking for... I mean, it could be... I was about to say Angela because you have the Joy on the side, but the Florin, like you say, the new flavor of Estes, now on the side of Evos Legends.
Yeah, this form is going to be very helpful, right? The ultimate is going to allow her to heal Joy wherever she is, because the Joy will be dashing away very far away. So I think this global heal is also very helpful. And just in case the AP BREN decides to go for an assassin jungle this time around, instead of going, the common version that we see, the Florin is also a good counter against these assassins.
Oh boy, I mean, Evos Legends so far so solid. AP BREN, I feel like you're kind of strapped for picks, right? So Hayabusa is going to be the choice for Kaltizi. We see that Grok being picked up as well in the role. How is this lineup going to fare? I mean, for Evos, they are still looking for that mid laner. The primary 4 are now out of the table. I mean, they can still go for the Novaria, I suppose, if they want to, though there's a Hayabusa on the other end.
Yeah, the Novara is going to be not a very good pick for the side of Evos Legends, right? Maybe go for a Lunox as well. I think
Lilia?
Lunox really works really well. Lilia can also work because of the zone denial, but I prefer the Lunox because you do want to just prevent the Bravest Warrior dive onto you. There's also... No, the Youth is already taken away. So yeah, like what you said, the mage pool is just being limited so hard right there. AP BREN, banning away the Farsa is really quite good. Now, there's also potential that Fredrin mid can be played by the side of AP, by the side of Evos Legends, but no, look at them. They're going full out. That's gonna be a Florin mid. Wait, hold up. How is this?
It's a Ruby mid.
Changing up? Yeah, that's a Ruby mid. It's like basically taking a book from AP BREN. They spotted a fighter mid lane before, and now this time around, it's gonna be a Ruby mid.
Alright, walk me through this. What are we looking for this time? I mean, it's obviously. For AP BREN, they bring the Hayabusa, a more standard lineup. But for Evos, they got the Florin, they got the Ruby mid. Are they looking for lane priority?
No, I don't think they're looking for lane priority in the mid lane. They're going to hard shove mid lane and then rotate harder, right? Ruby does have decent wave clear in the mid lane. It's very rare for us to see a Ruby mid, right? Usually a Ruby goes into the roam. No, I don't think a Florin goes to the mid as well. You don't really want the Florin to get most of the gold because you want the Ruby to get more gold. But this Ruby is also very helpful against jungle invades, right? Hayabusa very prone to jungle invades. This time around, they forgot about the Hilda. It's going to let it through. Now, if the Ruby was able to clear the mid lane quick enough and then start hard invading jungle, and don't forget, with the lifesteal update, now with the Festival of Blood and Brave's Might, this Ruby is actually got to heal non-stop and actually will love to duke you 1v1 in the jungle.
Yeah, now we know who pay attention to during our commercial break at the videos, because it did sport the Festival of Blood and Brave's Might for a Ruby. I believe it was played by Arnold004 or something. Pretty neat stuff. But here it is, game 2 between AP BREN and Evos Legends, and of course, I can't believe I'm saying this, AP BREN on the back foot.
Yeah, it's really tough, right? This is a team that has been surviving on this momentum, and then momentum is exactly what they're looking for, right? With Grog, they do have some early game invades that they can also potentially do as well. So Joy this time around not gonna be also getting around the jungle easily. With the help of you as well, there's also some movement speed at the same time, and Awkward, even in the early game, going in even with a concussive blast as well, wants to help the mid lane to clear faster as compared to their own Ruby against the lane matchup, which is the Ruby, right?
Yeah. But it's lovely stuff from Dreams and Hijumi, just making sure that Taz got out to a slightly rough start, but he was able to secure both the orange and the purple buff, so he's kind of back on track. Contrary to what AP BREN tried to do, I think at least for AP BREN, you do have, like you said, better way to kind of invade. You're not going to give away members to Evos Legends and let them snowball. So this is a more even start for both teams. I say that Taz trying to run down Oakland with electrifying beast, almost takes him down.
Yeah, and something interesting about the emblems right here, if you notice how Kyle TZ is not going for the Season Hunter at all. Taz is the one that has Season Hunter. Kyle TZ went for the Master Assassin. He really wants to find the pickouts on Evos Legends and then assassinate them one by one. Now, Fluffy, instead of going for the Festival of Blood, went for the, I believe, Tenacity, because you want to out lane and out sustain and going in and out against Flap TZ in lane. So right now, if you notice how the rotations of Evos Legends, right, instead they're sending Hijumi as the Ruby down bot as well.
Good, Flap TZ is going to be there. Hijumi going to hit 4 very soon. So no contest from AP BREN. You don't want to push this. Good news is that on the top side, Super Marco is slightly winning out the trade against Brands in this early game, as Ogwen was spotted roaming around in the jungle with Evos Legends, as both teams start to jostle around for some turtle control.
Yeah, turtle control, both these two fighters, right? Oh, well, Fluffy and Flap TZ is actually trying to contest for the attention of the turtle, but Awkward, ooh, Hijumi going down with the I'm Offended on top of Awkward. That's no I'm Offended for this turtle fight. Unfortunately, both these two teams are not looking at the turtle as of yet because they want the jungle up and ready before they actually go for the strike.
And whatever slower turtle takes, you can see Flap TZ showing up to the scene as well. The fact that Hijumi puts himself in front, even without the I'm Offended, still poses a significant threat with Dreams behind him, right? The sustain in these fights, pretty nutty for Evos Legends with the bloom up from the Florin, but just like you said, without the appropriate resources, they're not going to do it, so AP BREN gets the turtle.
Yeah, I think Hijumi blew the I'm Offended early on. That actually costed him the turtle. And this time around, Taz is not actually able to snowball out of AP BREN. This time around, AP BREN showing a little bit more respect, right? Awkward is also hard invading against Taz, especially level 1 this time around. Awkward is in the target.
Yeah, wild charge just instantly gets out of dodge. Nothing much can be done, so Taz, an attempt invade on the top jungle, also not able to do it. AP BREN, at least in this game, you not only got to an even start, but you are kind of soft winning that goal lane matchup, right? BREN's constantly calling for help from Dreams.
That's not very normal, right? Usually, Super Marco in the early game as a plot is a little bit softer, but this time around, ooh, Hijumi now the target. Don't forget, Kyle TZ is actually rocking on the Master Assassin. Actually did quite a huge chunk of damage against Hijumi, but Hijumi can always heal up, and this is the power of the Ruby in the mid lane, right? You can always heal up from these minions.
Oakman wanted to follow up, but he's blocked by his own barrier, but they did get the flicker out of Hijumi, and that is massive if you're AP BREN. Ogwen starting to threaten Taz again in his own jungle. The ultimate was used. Taz will get that purple buff. Flap TZ instantly disengages with the Bravest Warrior.
Oh, that's another miss. I'm Offended, and also, another flicker once again. Now, no I'm Offended for the next turtle fight. So take a look at the gold leaderboard, right? Super Marco leading in terms of the gold lead, so that's very good for the side of AP BREN. But then again, Evos Legends, when the Melissa hits critical mass, the Muddles is actually going to hurt a lot. So AP BREN needs to know when to disengage from the Melissa. But on the other hand, Kyle TZ, slowly taking over in terms of the farm. Taz, on the other hand, I don't think he has enough damage.
Yeah, Fluffy getting the reset from Demon Mark, trying to heal back up, but doesn't have enough. So first blood goes over to Kyle TZ.
Yep, that's very easy pickings for the side of Kyle TZ, right? Fluffy was caught off guard on his own. Don't forget the Master Assassin also does a lot of damage. Now Super Marco going to unleash hell with the Blazing Duet just to wave clear, just to reset the wave. Because right now, AP BREN is looking at the turtle instead. Taz is already there.
Going in all alone. Again, his teammates not ready to support him, so this turtle will go over to AP BREN. 2-0 so far in terms of objectives. But TZ continues to go in for the dive. Bravest Warrior used as well. Hijumi will be the target. The stun does just clips him on the edge. The barrier trying to block him out, but unfortunately not able to do so. So Evos Legends were able to get Hijumi out.
Yeah, a lot more respect for the side of AP BREN, but don't forget, if you notice how the rotations from brands, right? You want to go into the mid to try to help, but then again, you know, you're giving more gold over the side of Super Marco. Super Marco, I believe, blew the Blaze into white once again just to get more wave clear, and now the brands, I think, botching that rotation is going to return to the top lane with a half HP turret.
And just like that, right? Brands will have to play catch-up game. This is a complete opposite of game number 1 in the AP BREN. Ogwen, I mean, all this Grok himself is kind of a big problem that Evos Legends have no answer to, right? Especially when you are running the Ruby, you're expecting to get these catches, but Ogwen just, the nature of the hero doesn't allow it to happen.
Yeah, and because of the CC immunity when he goes in first skill. And not only just that, right? Ogwen did his role to basically slow down Taz at the same time because first skill of the Grok in the early game does a lot of damage, but bottom lane, Flapteezy going up against Fluffy.
Maybe one level ahead, but Fluffy already using the ultimate, so no more follow-up onto Flapteezy. It's gonna disengage. Topside AP BREN are putting some emphasis. Kalteezy around the corner as well. Jumi will show up on the map. A lot of emphasis on this area. With 30 seconds until the next turtle spawns. And Taz looking for a kill onto Few. Decides against it instantly, but it might be too late. They use the blue, but it's not enough to keep him alive. Taz ends up going down. Hijume also not look too healthy. The Muddles is there from Brands, but now he's going to use the get away from me. And AP BREN was like, no, we will stick onto you. Brands able to get away, but not far enough. There's 3 dead for the side of Evos Legends.
Yeah, it's just all of a sudden, you know, Evos Legends trying to thought that they got hit critical mass. They tried to fight this, but Flapteezy going up against Fluffy in the mid lane right here. If you notice how Flapteezy just now during that team fight was actually trying to cut the waves. Evos Legends right here a little bit disarrayed because right now Tess is supposed to snowball. He wasn't able to find the snowball because AP BREN is not feeding him food.
And Evos Legends down 4,000. 7.5 minutes in. Mid lane as well, right? This Ruby mid lane not able to contribute as much as you would have liked for Evos Legends. So Taz continues to go back into the jungle to farm up. Which team is going to be better in that late game? Is it going to be AP BREN with the Claude?
I think it's gonna be AP BREN. That's correct. AP BREN with the Claw because Phil does have the Cut Alter to also help off as well. Because you know you saw how annoying AP BREN needs to deal with Evos Legends in the late game, right? Because when the Cut Alter starts to have lower cooldown, don't forget there's also the Wall Charge coming in.
Yeah, Flicker into the wall, Bloom used as well, but it doesn't really matter. Task gets bursted. Second death for the Joy. That's easy. Overstanding just a little bit. Yume is going to be dead. Flicker actually not getting the pullback. But Peasy just walks out of it.
Oh,
they even come in.
the value.
Super Marco with the Blazing Duet, forcing out the getaway from Brands. I mean, AP BREN are just gatekeeping Evos Legends in front of their own turret.
Yeah, literally building a wall, right? This is how you gatekeep Evos Legends. Don't forget, Evos Legends finally got a 1-game win from, from AP BREN. Now this time around, AP BREN knows and started to fix the leaks on their sinking, a little bit sinking ship. Now Evos Legends this time around, they're the sinking ship because the torpedo coming up from AP BREN is strong, and that torpedo comes from Kalteezy. He's actually creating a lot of pressure in the enemy jungle. He's also picking up several kills right here. Task is a little bit slower this time around. This time around does finally built into the Holy Crystal, but then again, AP BREN is able to burst down Task. And Task, I don't think, even with the dashes, if you get caught off guard like that, yeah, AP BREN will be easy pickings. It will be easy pickings for Evos Legends.
Buffy tried to get away with the dash. Vengeance doing a good job. Kijume will be dead. 4 members of Evos Legends around the corner. Flapteezy will be the first target, but has to play versus Warrior, so he will be safe. And Brand's now in danger using that ultimate, but it doesn't matter because the OG Shadow Kill ignores it completely, and Kalteezy is on a killing spree. Taz running in with the Electrifying Beast, but Few will get the Call Alter off. So no kills on the side of Brand, AP BREN just yet. Fluffy will try, but he can get pulled back, force the Flicker away, and Kalteezy chases him down for a mega kill. Evos Legends falling apart.
Yeah, and it all started because, you know, Kalteezy was able to find a shadow kill onto Taz. Taz absorbed most of that, and also Brands at the same time, while Kalteezy picks up the Lord at the same time. Now Super Marco going in.
The Blazing Duet onto Hijumi and Dream. Gonna force that ultimate of Florin out, healing them, but it doesn't really matter. The objective is going over to AP BREN. They have a 7.6k gold advantage. Taz gotta be very careful. 3 members of AP BREN by his side. He's gonna use that Electrifying Beast to get away, and AP BREN will stop it.
I like the fact that Ogwen actually built that wall right there. That's a small little dot of movement that allows Taz to basically sneak away. That's how annoying Joy can be. But at this rate, right, if you take a look at the damage leaderboard, CalTZ is actually outputting quite a lot of damage onto the right targets, right, onto brands at the same time. Now, you start to question the Hijume going in with the Ruby in the mid lane. Just a few things that he kind of missed, especially with I'm Offender, which actually gave out so much value, and the AP brand is slowly capitalizing on all of that advantage. Now with the Lord marching down bot, there's also another prong video wave up top. CalTZ will go on to deal with that one, and that's already two lane that only has the inhibitor turrets.
A clean game so far. Brands blocked out from his own base. Lord's gonna be just killed off as Brands will rendezvous with the rest of the team, but this is a masterclass from AP Brand. 7-0 so far. Evos Legends couldn't hold a candle to.
Yeah, and I like the fact that Evos Legends actually took one game from AP Brand, and in game number 2, AP Brand, I'm not gonna let you win. And when I say I'm not gonna let you win, I'm gonna play this game perfectly. No kills from the side of Evos Legends. They couldn't find it. Few is the one that literally denies Evos Legends from any of these kills, and because of that, all of a sudden you blink, Evos Legends is trapped in their base.
Oh, the flicker pull back into the base. Open just charges away. FlapTZ in the midst of things. They use the bloom to keep themselves alive. Evos Legends with a good attempt. There's no kills for them.
And Few doesn't even need to use the Call Altar, so Evos Legends right now, yes, they managed to get a pick off using Hijume. This time round, the Ruby actually put into great use, but there's not enough damage from the side of Evos Legends to take advantage of that play, because take a look at the gold lead. 10k in a favor of AP Brand. All that standing gold they had after that Lord push just allows them to get so much value out of it. Not only just that, they also put Evos Legends back into their place in their side of the map. Yeah, that's very strong for the side of AP Brand, because take a look, Super Marco and CalTZ leading in the gold earned leaderboard right here. CalTZ has been farming like a storm, not only just from the jungle creeps, but also from Evos Legends as well.
The same can't be safe for Brands right here. 3,000 net worth ahead, behind Super Marco. Here's Melissa. There's still a long way before he even starts remotely dealing any damage, and the second Lord is going to be up in 20 seconds.
There's no range for the side of Evos Legends, right? Like the hero that has the most range for the side of Evos Legends technically is Brands, but CalTZ could just jump all the way in, shadow kill like that. Look at him just clearing a wave at the same time, and he could just bounce back easily.
And the rest of AP Brands is going to show up, splitting Evos Legends as they scatter into the wind. Fluffy should be fine. Final slash use as well to displace members of AP Brand, whereas Taz is going to get chased down by FlapTZ and CalTZ. This Joy just can't do anything as he gets sliced like hot butter through knife. Hot knife through butter. Evos Legends just, I mean, 8 and down 0-8 right now. Still nothing that they can do.
I like the fact that, you know, the Observer, there's 2 fights happening right there. Observer chose the one at the bottom because he knows that Taz is actually just got caught out of position. No one for the side of Evos Legends can actually reach him. Gate kept literally by Awkward and Few, and now because of that one kill, no jungle, AP Brand proceeds to burst down this Lord. Easy pickings for their side. Now Evos Legends has to play base defense, but if you take a look at their base defense mechanism, there's no one that could actually AoE wave clear except for Hijume, but getting Hijume to do that means that Hijume needs to put himself up close. If you take a look at the items right now, Dumb Eyes, Blade, Armor, so there's not enough damage from the side of Evos Legends. The mid lane usually should have the damage, but then again, Ruby going in with no damage at all. So Evos Legends lacking in the damage department. They can't even kill anybody for the side AP Brand. You couple that with Few on the Cult Altar, and also Few can also do damage with Ghost Bursters. That also does a lot of damage too.
Yumi tried the flicker trick again, and this time it missed. So big resource expended for nothing. Evos Legends are definitely going to lose this bottom inhibitor. And without Hijume's mean of engage, it feels like there's no way for them to take any fight or to isolate the members of AP Brand. Open from the back, big knockup with the wild charge. All 4 of them into the air. Evos Legends trying to survive right now. Everyone's scattering into the wind. You can see Super Marco comes in with the placing to wet, but Brands will take down FlapTZ at least. 4 versus 4. However, he's going to be taken down very quickly. Hijume also falls. Super Marco dealing the massive damage that his team needs. Evos Legends keeping this game alive just barely as Taz goes on the chase, but he's too far. He's gonna destroy Super Marco as he Nikola Tesla his backside with electric. Evos Legends still in this game.
Evos Legends still in the game, but two big things happened, right? AP BREN was able to secure mid lane and bot lane. That was a massive wild charge committed by Awkward at the same time, but unfortunately they're fighting right underneath the turret. So, and I was actually doubting Evos Legends, you know, amount of damage they could output reliably with Ruby. Let's take a look at the replay, right? If you take a look, BREN's actually free hitting for the backline. Let's secure the Lord already taken down. BREN's able to commit to the flicker because he knows he's the main damage dealer, and once, you know, Evos Legends losing brands, they know they can actually push up. AP BREN got a little bit greedy with the Joy because they noticed that Taz is really out of position right there. But Taz on the ultimate skill does a lot of damage, especially in the late game part, right? He's already secured the Holy Crystal. He's also secured the Genius One, plus Elite Ignition. Super Marco decides to bounce back to try to get for that kill. I think a little bit too greedy right there. Giving 2 kills over the Evos Legends, that's shut down gold. But AP BREN still leading in the gold department in 10k.
10,000 net worth lead, nothing to scoff at for sure. But Evos Legends, if they can pull off a fight like that again, then I think we will definitely have an even match on our hands. Easier said than done though. Brands needs to go massive, Taz needs to go massive.
Yeah, especially Hijome, right? The one time that finally Hijome actually managed to get a good catch was that particular fight. He needs to do that over and over again. So the pressure is starting to be a little bit high for their side, especially how Awkward actually start putting down the walls like that. Don't forget, it is Evos Legends. Stuck in a base, they can't really possibly do anything because the Lord is already up. AP BREN has total map dominance yet. So, and with that turret is just 1 dot, right? Awkward, I think he could just step out and just punch it down, and you know, that's an open base for the side of Evos Legends.
And of course this Lord is gonna be a no contest. Again, Lord number 3 for AP BREN. Might just be what they need to push this to a 3rd.
Definitely, I think well, okay, I don't know exactly what's happened right there, but you know, we didn't get muted, so thank God for that note. But hold on a second, it is still a Lord secure by the side of AP BREN. Evos Legends right here, once again, base defense, right? The only defense they can do is a good offense. Hijime needs to land out the well, I'm offended, onto AP BREN, catch as many people as possible, and probably use the core to basically supplement into the damage. And that's a little bit awkward, if you ask me, coming out from the side of Evos Legends in terms of executing that one. You can see Awkward doing exactly that right here. Just gonna boop that turret and then, you know, unleash the floodgates of minions and Lord.
And there it is, the final push coming in from AP BREN. Can they survive this though? Bloom already used by the side of Dreams to keep his team alive. Taz trying to run down Calteezy and blows his immortality in the process. Brands will now turn his attention to deal with the Lord instead. Evos Legends once more holding on to this game, and I mean, AP BREN were not able to capitalize on anything.
Yeah, Calteezy entered a little bit too early right there, but there was a nice 3-prong attack for the side of AP BREN. Awkward credited for that one by unleashing the floodgates at the same time. However, the defense is there. I'm actually kind of surprised because Hijime was actually desperately trying to wave clear and absorbing a lot of these tension. Taz, on the other hand, you know, finding Calteezy was huge, but then again, it only delays inevitable. 13k goalie in the favor of AP BREN. Evos Legends still like 1 or 2 items, maybe 1 item shy away from a full build, but Evos Legends is starting to pick up all the items that they need in order to dish out the damage, especially with Brands, right? Brands didn't even use Inspire earlier on just now. So AP BREN, I think, if they really want to play this safe to secure a game number 3, they should actually try to go for that Lord.
The flicker into the wild charge. Brand's gonna be the target. He's gonna still hold on to the Inspire for now. The ultimate not used. Evos Legends being really patient with this fight. The bloom though from Dreams already blew to keep his team healthy, and now blazing away from Super Marco onto everyone outside of Evos Legends. They're all dropping low. Not there just yet though. Fluffy comes back to life with the immortality as they do lose the Florence. Finally, Dreams falls. Hijime might be the second as he cannot hang on for long enough. The flicker forward from Few to pull back the members of Evos Legends, but it's still not enough. Brand needs to fall, and he's still alive. Life stealing back up. Open, looking for a flank, couldn't find it. Evos Legends once more hold on to the game.
Yeah, they committed way too much for the side of AP BREN. AP BREN lost a little bit of patience right there, and Evos Legends, you know, they are able to capitalize on that one because right now playing base defense. You saw Hijime using the I'm Offender onto Awkward, but Awkward is actually big, so he doesn't really care, and he eats a wall charge right at the face. And speaking of wall charge, he's going in right now.
This could be the end, right? Evos Legends, they still haven't had their members back just yet. Calteezy going straight for the Crystal. Taz also falls. It's BREN against the entire world. AP BREN looking to close this out. Dreams back in 3, but it doesn't really matter. AP BREN, they won game 3, and they have gotten it. It is not over just yet, my friend. We are going the full distance.
Is this like the first game number 3 for Scream C?
From 3? Yeah, it is. The game.
Yeah, I think it is.
Game 3, yeah.
Yeah, finally. But But if you hold your thoughts just a little bit, AP BREN, on the other hand, this time round, you know, they finally dot their I's, crosses all their T's, right? This time round, they're coming in playing a little bit more disciplined. Just now, I thought they were a little bit impatient right there, just try to end that game right there. But unfortunately for Evos Legends, right, they blew that I'm offended super early